Okay, stand by for live audio. You're all set, thank you.
Okay. Joe, it's all yours, Joe.
Okay, so we have a quorum,
Yes.
correct? Okay. Why don't we have everyone introduce themselves?
I'll go first. Dan Lynch.
Jim Ronay.
Automatic. Oh my God, sorry.
Go ahead, Debbie.
Deb Satonic.
Linda Cantor.
David Corus.
Debbie Davis.
Amina Demir, Southern student.
Chris Small.
Jack Pritchard. Steve.
And Chuck Stack closer.
All right, Chuck.
Hey, Dan.
Steve Best.
Anybody else? Steve
Yes.
Disputer, okay.
Yep.
Anybody
That's
else?
everybody, Joe.
Okay, and I'm Joe Lembo. All right, as you know, I've had some health problems, so I haven't been coming to the meetings. I did come to one over the telephone the month before last, and it's nice to be with you again, to be able to talk to you. And I want to say hello to everybody.
Hello,
And,
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Jerry, too.
Joe.
Good to have you back. We missed you.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everyone for at the Park and Rec Commission for all the work they're doing with this during this terrible time that we're having with the virus, and still providing the people with an opportunity to recreate, and the younger people to be able to do things like use the pool a little bit and things along those lines. And let's hope it just keeps getting better and better, and more things become available. I want to thank Danny and his staff for all the hard work that they've been putting in to make all this happen for people. So thanks, Danny.
No, yeah. Thanks, Joe.
And thank everyone for the whole commission for us. Please tell everyone that we really appreciate it.
Will do.
Now, I think what I'd like to do is Chuck there.
Chuck?
Yeah, I'm here, Joe.
Chuck?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're an officer, so why don't you, since you're there, why don't you run the meeting? I was very happy to be able to start it off. Jimmy is a vice chair, but he can't be there tonight, I understand. So, Chuck, why don't you move us through the agenda?
Okay. All right. That's fine. Thanks, Joe. All righty. So I think we've done the call to order.
Yep.
Now we have, do we have public dialogue, Dan?
No, we just have a student from Southern. She's just sitting in on the meeting, doing some work for school. So she's just going to sit in on the meeting. Just want to introduce her, Amity Demir from Southern Connecticut. I appreciate her being here with us. So
Thank you.
yep, she's just going to listen in on the meeting. And other than that, there's no public dialogue.
Okay, great. All righty. So now approval of minutes.
Yep.
Take a look at the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Is that what we got to do?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the next step. Any corrections or deletions?
Sorry.
Updates?
Linda, how do you get the volume?
How do I get the volume or just speak up? Can you hear me?
Oh, no.
He's talking to his wife.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry about that.
I have a correction.
Okay.
Go
On
ahead,
the
Steve.
last page, B under grounds and facilities, you have to add it.
Okay.
And Linda couldn't second the motion to adjourn the meeting. We have to have somebody different
Because I wasn't there.
Yeah,
Good call, Steve.
Yeah.
That's all right. I was going to second him.
Deb, you get that?
Yeah, who should I put that seconded it? Wait a minute, let me unmute.
Who was there?
You could
Well,
put,
I put somebody that was there. I put
You
somebody that
can-
was
You
there.
can put me down. That doesn't
put
matter.
Chuck Stackpole.
Okay,
You know.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And was there another change, Steve, you said? Adding
Well-
B, adding B to,
B before C, grounds report, I had nothing.
oh, a new business.
Yeah, it's just missing. It needs to be added.
Got it.
All right,
Okay. Any other changes? No? Okay. I guess what, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Yep,
And then we have some abstains.
Linda.
yep, I abstain. Joe.
Joe, Linda? Debbie?
Joe, Linda, and Debbie.
Yep. Okay, let's see, next item. Old business. Any questions from last week? Last month?
Just, I'll go over in my director's report. I went over a bunch of stuff from the month before, but I'll go through everything in my director's report.
Okay, all right. So we move to new business.
Yes.
So we have an update and information on the town grounds and fields.
Yep, we invited Chris Small here, our ground supervisor, tonight to speak. Last month, we had Sue here from the pool. Chris, just a basic overview on the town grounds, fields, how you're managing through the winter here, and what we're looking forward to in the spring and summer. And then after you're done, the commission will ask any questions they have for you. We'll try to move this as quick as possible, but the floor is yours, Chris.
Hello, everyone. I think today was the second 50-degree day we've had since Christmas Day. So it's been a long winter. Obviously, everything's snow covered, and if it's not snow covered, it's muddy and gross. So we're locked down right now. I'm working on the second to last machine, the big tractor, and then the big mowers last. There's a couple of upgrades to the baseball fields they've made over Mike Visnick. I don't know if you know him. He's the former president. Now he's the field manager of the Little League. He got approved for LED lights for all three fields. So that's Brindley, Roach, and Stanky, which will be a huge savings for the town since now we run Brindley Field and for the Little League. Then, so that was nice for Mike to get that. And he worked with John Cifarelli to get their UI rate much lower. They weren't listed as like a not-for-profit or something, so they're basically a business, which is ridiculous. So that should be good for everyone who plays baseball and benefits from that. There was also work done on Goldberg Field from an outside contractor, and we're going to be laying AstroTurf along the baselines where there was a really big drainage problem. They added drainage, and we have this actually rolling out the AstroTurf tomorrow. So if anyone's around, they can come watch a big, messy project, hopefully get done on top of snow and not mud. Everything else has just been keeping the sidewalks clean and the machines maintained. It's been a long winter with a lot of ice, snow, and a few sunny days. That's basically it for our winter. I've had the guys come back for a couple of the storms to help me out, which has been great this year because we can get behind the 8 ball in some of these bigger storms with just me and Bob, and they've stepped up and helped me. Spring's right around the corner. We're waiting for that. I'm hoping for an early spring just so we can get everyone outside. I was outside with my kids today. The streets and people all around are all over the place. So we can all hope for that, but I can't control that as much as I would like to. And then my same crew should be coming back. One of my guys got a teaching job, so he'll be starting in June. So spring could be a little rough for us depending on what kind of spring we get, but we've done it before. We can do it again. And if anyone knows anyone looking to work, we can maybe pull out another guy. We're not sure. We're putting out some feelers right now, but it's hard to get people to work the months that we work for the time that we work. but my crew got a raise, so they're doing well now. So that's at least a benefit to a couple years ago when we tried to hire someone, we didn't get many applicants. So if we have to, I don't want to, we could open it up to people we don't know, which might be hopefully not an option if we have to. But other than that, everyone in my family is healthy as much as we have been, and I'm hoping you all have been, because it's been one bumpy ride.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
That's great.
Thank you, Chris.
Good.
Any questions?
Go right ahead. Whoever.
Chris, the one question that I had was all of the great improvements that we had on the fields, for the previous year. How did they hold up over this year? And is there going to be any kind of other concerns outside of what you just mentioned?
On our two bigger fields, actually all the fields we take care of, I don't have any outstanding things that I'm worried about come spring. I may try to add more clay to Brindley Field, because when we did the major renovation there, we added some clay, but not nearly as much as we did down on Larry D. And I notice it all year. It still puddles up on the third baseline and the around second to third base. So we may come spring get a truckload of clay in there, spread it out, but the edges are sharp, the mounds are holding on. It was hard this fall, late fall, because it was COVID. People weren't supposed to be out there, and we still get just so many people out there after we leave work to trash the mounds. But we'll fix them. We have enough. The clay's there. We can put it back to maintain those the way they were. But they still look as good, almost as good as when they were done. I had a guy seed last fall of the baselines and the foul lines and around the pitching mound. The whole infield are aerated and seeded. So with the proper spring, we should get some good seed growth in there if we can keep normal amount of wear. Obviously, we're going to get people out there, but
That's awesome. You do a great job. Seriously. Yeah. So no, I was just kind of curious.
thanks.
Hey, Chris, I just had a question on Fred Wolfe Park. Everything okay down there?
Yeah, everything's been good over there. We haven't had any trucks or anyone driving on it this year. It's still snow covered. Actually, Bob made a comment today. He's like, no one even walks on it. They walk on the outside edge, but the blanket of snow is still tight on there, which is good, can be good for the grass. So we put some seed down there last year, so it's just waiting for spring.
Okay, good. Yeah, I remember I was down there one time. I saw somebody that drove on it last winter, in the early spring. So I'm glad that hasn't happened this year.
Yeah, that's never fun.
Hmm. All right. Any other questions?
Anything else from anybody for Chris?
No? Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Welcome.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris,
Chris, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I guess that leads into, Steve, anything on the grounds and facilities?
No, not at this time.
Okay. All right, personnel. I don't know, Danny, anything on personnel?
No, all good.
Okay, good. It's just flying through here. So the next thing is the budget. I don't know if there's anything, usually not too much to talk about on this, but.
Yeah, everything's pretty status quo. Budget wise, if anybody has any questions, I'll answer. But just to let you know, they had scheduled Zoom meetings this week with the Board of Finance and the finance director. I went on Monday. It went pretty smooth. There's not real much change in the budget at all. With all of this COVID pandemic going on, everything's pretty status quo in terms of increases and stuff. There was just some minor stuff under, maintenance and some stuff under the aquatics with the pool that's very minor. And some stuff with camp and stuff with minimum wage going up and things like that in terms of budgeting for programming for the future. Other than that, when I get the report back from the Board of Finance, I'll report it back to you guys once they have their final meeting. I will say it was much different doing it through Zoom Usually we have one full Friday that we go down for a allotted amount of times down in the town hall meeting room. I really like that much better than doing it on Zoom than I did Monday night. It was very awkward and strange doing it that way. But again, it's the first time that I ever did it that way, so it was very odd. But in terms of our department, budget-wise, we're still in very good shape and looking good for the next coming fiscal year.
Okay. Are we doing any pavilion rentals? Is that available with COVID, or do we stop that?
We've actually had some inquiries already, Chuck, on that. I believe we'll be able to do that come, I would say, late spring, summer. But it's going to have to be followed by the state's guidelines for outdoor number of people for these events. But we're on top of it. And
but nothing's booked, right? The people that
no
acquired, you didn't book anything.
Not even heard anything either. I mean, the carnival committee gave us the actual dates that they're planning for the carnival, but I don't think it's official that it's definitely, I don't think it's been canceled yet, but they have the dates out there. That's the only thing really that I know of that we've seen dates for.
Yeah.
The Boy Scout Con Jam that was supposed to be this year has then been moved to 2022. They're not having it this year. It was supposed to be this coming year, but it's going to be moved to 2022 following.
Yeah.
So did they reserve dates for 22?
Yes. Yep.
Same dates?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Too quick.
Yeah.
Debbie, you have something?
I got a couple things here. Anything on the floor?
I have not heard anything back from capital planning yet. I don't think they've had their final meeting, Deb.
And also, a woman stopped me the other day and wanted to know, is Park and Rec ever going to be an online registration?
That's in the works as well with the finance department. I actually had a budget for that, for an increase under computer maintenance. That should be coming very soon.
Let me tell her. Super, that sounds great. Thank you, dear.
You got it.
Okay.
All right, Chuck, I'll just go into my director's report then.
Yep, that's the next.
Any other questions on budget or anything? Okay. All right, I'll go through this quickly. I already told you about the budget presentation I had Monday night. Under parks, Chris went over everything already with that. The skating at the ponds is up in the air. Chris, do you want to go over that quickly while you're here?
Yeah, sure. I think that's going to be done now. They had a couple of weeks of nice skating weather, but that big storm we had 3 storms ago, whenever it was, it never really got back to a good skating situation. People did a couple of clear outs here and there. But yeah, no, it looks like with this weather coming in now, it's going to be kaput.
Yep.
Were people skating down at Old Tavern too?
No, this year we didn't have anyone. Usually that's the like plan B on people's part. I know a couple of guys used to come down, but the only people that made tracks down there just did donuts and left. But there was definitely no ice clearing this year on at Wright's Pond. I mean, our pond.
Wow. Okay.
All right, thanks, Chris. And in terms of, for those at home, in terms of programming and registration, we are right now currently taking registrations for April vacation camp. I think we have about 15 or spots or less left. We're only taking 40 kids this year. We are going to have the camp. It's going to be held right at the community center, just like summer camp was, just with less children. For those at home also, we are going to run summer camp again this summer, just exactly as we did last summer. That went very well. There's no reason to change anything right now with the way we ran it last year, and it will be the same. Registration for residents is starting on April 5th. Non-residents will be April 12th. As of right now, I have to talk to First Selectman Zioli as well as the health director, Dr. Mohammed, in regards to traveling teens. We probably will be able to run traveling teens, but there's going to be a lot of different guidelines with the busing. Going to be less kids on the bus, kind of like what we did with ski bums. I have to talk to the bus company in regards to that, and also get the approval from our local officials and health director as well. I'll keep you updated on that as well. In the packet is an aquatic report. I'll go through the highlights quickly. New overhead lights were installed down at the pool deck last week. They finished the first diving session of the year and starting the next one this week. All 4 classes are filled and more are on the wait list. The Amity boys swim team is practicing and having their meets now. The meets are all virtual at the CIAC's discretion. The Christian Heritage School is practicing there as well. They rent the facility. Their schedule has not scheduled any meets, but they are hoping that changes. For the Amity Regional Aquatic Club, no meets are scheduled at this time. They are also hopeful that Connecticut Swim and the task force can come to an agreement on a safe meet practice sometime soon. ARAC is also still hampered by the lane number restrictions during practice. They don't know if those guidelines are currently being evaluated. And new guidelines allow for lessons with 4 children, but they have to be spaced 6 feet apart at all times. It is unfortunately not a safe option for this pool with no standing depth. Instructors and students can't be 6 feet apart and still be easily reached if they need assistance. We are hoping that the spring and the summer guidelines allow for closer spacing. And lastly, as we mentioned last month, I thank Sue. She kind of spearheaded and took over the ski bums program. We finished that on February 12th. But since the weather was still good and cooperative, she added 2 more weeks to the program with just 1 bus with 22 kids. And they went last Friday and they're going this Friday, and that will finish the ski bum season. And again, like I did last month, I'd like to thank her for spearheading that with some of the pool staff going up and being chaperones up there on the ski bum trip. So I thank her for that again. As on the other programs, obviously I've gone over this the last few months. We're not able to have our co-ed volleyball, men's basketball league, the youth basketball league due to all this. Hopefully we'll have these leagues up and running again for the fall and winter of next year. I already went over the ski bums program. I already told you about April vacation camp. We are currently taking registrations now for that smaller youth basketball skills and drills program that we are running. Karate also we're taking, and also for adult programming, we're also taking registrations for yoga. And lastly, the fitness room still remains open Monday through Friday from 10 to 2 until further notice. And if anybody has any questions, I will be happy to answer them for you. All good?
It was pretty complete.
Yeah.
No question.
Good. Thanks, Dave.
You got it.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it takes us to our chairman report. And I don't know if Joe has anything to say, but I don't have anything to add. Joe, is there anything you wanted to mention?
Well, as I said in the past, just in listening to Dan and Chris and everyone, that is working for our kids and everything, this virus is, poses a real formidable challenge from a logistical point of view, and they're doing a great job. They're doing a great job of trying to juggle everything, and I just want to thank them. And I think the people of Orange should be quite pleased that we're able to put out what we are able to put out. And I think everyone knows it's a very difficult time in the town, in the state, and in the country. Mm-hmm. And all you can do is just pray and hope that we can get through all this and we go back to the good old days. So, and I never thought in all my years of being on Park and Rec that I would ever see something like this. So I want to thank everyone again. That's it.
Good, Joe. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Joe. Well said. All right. I guess we'll take a motion to adjourn. Linda?
To adjourn?
You got a second? Debbie? Okay. Thanks, everyone. Well, meeting adjourned. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Be safe.
You all be safe, everyone.